Ankhesenamun was born into a time of great change and upheaval in ancient Egypt. The land was undergoing significant transformations, both politically and religiously, which would shape her destiny in profound ways. Her story is one of love, loss, and political intrigue. As a member of the royal family, her life was intertwined with the dramatic events that unfolded during one of Egypt's most turbulent eras. She was a princess, a queen, and above all, a witness to a pivotal period in Egyptian history. Her experiences provide a unique window into the complexities of royal life and the challenges faced by those in power. Her life remains shrouded in mystery, making her a subject of endless fascination for historians and archaeologists alike. Despite the many discoveries, much about her remains unknown, fueling ongoing research and exploration. Ankhesenamun's name means, "Her life is of Amun." This name reflects the religious significance of her existence and the divine favor believed to be bestowed upon her. She was likely born in the city of Akhetaten, the capital built by her father, the Pharaoh Akhenaten. This city was the epicenter of his revolutionary changes and served as a backdrop to her early years. Her father implemented radical religious reforms, replacing the traditional worship of many gods with the worship of the sun disk, Aten. This monotheistic shift was unprecedented and met with both support and resistance. This period, known as the Amarna Period, was a time of great artistic and cultural innovation. The art from this era is characterized by its unique style and departure from traditional Egyptian norms. Ankhesenamun's mother is believed to have been the beautiful Queen Nefertiti, known for her iconic bust. Nefertiti's influence and beauty have made her one of the most famous figures in ancient history. As a royal princess, Ankhesenamun would have received the finest education and enjoyed a life of luxury and privilege. She would have been trained in various subjects, including literature, mathematics, and statecraft, preparing her for her future roles. However, the religious and political turmoil of her time would soon cast a long shadow over her young life. The radical changes initiated by her father led to significant unrest and conflict, affecting not only the kingdom, but also her personal life. Ankhesenamun's early years were marked by the grandeur and splendor of the royal court. She participated in elaborate ceremonies and rituals, which were integral to maintaining the divine order and the pharaoh's authority. As she grew older, Ankhesenamun's role within the royal family evolved. She was married to her half-brother, Tutankhamun, in a union that was both a personal and political alliance, aimed at solidifying the royal lineage. The marriage to Tutankhamun brought Ankhesenamun into the heart of Egypt's ruling dynasty. Together, they faced the challenges of restoring the traditional religious practices that had been disrupted by her father's reforms. Ankhesenamun played a crucial role in the religious and political restoration efforts. Her support and influence were vital in navigating the complex dynamics of the court and the broader Egyptian society. Despite the challenges, Ankhesenamun's resilience and adaptability allowed her to navigate the turbulent waters of her time. Her legacy, though often overshadowed by the more famous figures around her, remains a testament to her strength and determination. Ankhesenamun's life story is a rich tapestry of personal and political events that continue to captivate and inspire. Her journey from a young princess to a queen at the heart of Egypt's most significant transformations is a remarkable tale of endurance and legacy. Akhenaten's reign was marked by both brilliance and turmoil. His vision for Egypt was revolutionary, aiming to transform the very fabric of its society and religion. His religious reforms, while groundbreaking, were met with resistance from the powerful priesthood of Amun. These priests held significant influence and were deeply entrenched in the traditional religious practices that had been followed for centuries. The traditional gods and goddesses were deeply ingrained in Egyptian culture and society. They were not just deities, but symbols of the natural and social order, representing everything from fertility to the afterlife. Akhenaten's attempt to replace them with the worship of Aten created conflict and unrest. Aten, represented by the sun disk, was elevated to the status of the sole god, a radical departure from the polytheistic traditions of Egypt. The pharaoh's focus on his religious reforms led to neglect in other areas, including foreign policy and domestic affairs. This singular focus on religious transformation meant that other critical aspects of governance were overlooked. This period saw a decline in Egypt's power and influence, both within its borders and on the international stage. Neighboring regions began to challenge Egypt's dominance, and internal strife weakened the once mighty empire. The empire that Ankhesenamun was born into was already showing signs of strain. As the daughter of Akhenaten, she witnessed firsthand the challenges and upheavals of her father's reign. Amidst this backdrop of change and uncertainty, Ankhesenamun grew up surrounded by the splendor of the royal court. The opulence of the palace, with its grand halls and intricate decorations, was a stark contrast to the turmoil outside its walls. She would have been aware of her unique position and the weight of her royal lineage. As a princess, she was not only a symbol of continuity, but also a potential key player in the political and religious shifts of the time. Little did she know that she would be destined to play a pivotal role in the unfolding drama of her family and her nation. Her life, intertwined with the fate of Egypt, would be marked by both personal and political challenges, shaping the course of history in ways she could never have imagined. After Akhenaten's death, a young pharaoh named Smenkhkare briefly ruled Egypt. His reign was short-lived and shrouded in mystery, leaving behind few records and even fewer artifacts. The exact duration of his rule is still debated among historians, but it is generally believed to have lasted only a few years. His relationship to Ankhesenamun remains unclear, but some historians believe they were married. This union, if it indeed existed, would have been a strategic alliance, aimed at consolidating power during a turbulent period in Egyptian history. The lack of concrete evidence makes it difficult to confirm their marital status, adding another layer of intrigue to this enigmatic chapter. This period is poorly documented, adding to the mystery surrounding Ankhesenamun's early life. The scarcity of records from this era leaves many questions unanswered, such as her exact age at the time and her role in the court. What little we do know comes from fragmented texts and incomplete artifacts, which offer only glimpses into her life. Following Smenkkare's death, Ankhesenamun married her half-brother, Tutankhaten, who later changed his name to Tutankhamun. This marriage was likely arranged to stabilize the throne and ensure continuity. Tutankhamun, though young, was thrust into a position of immense power and responsibility. He was a sickly child, likely suffering from a number of ailments. Modern scientific studies, including DNA analysis, have revealed that he had several health issues, such as a cleft palate and a club foot. These conditions would have made his life as a young pharaoh particularly challenging. Despite his young age, Tutankhamun inherited the throne and the immense responsibility of ruling Egypt. His reign, though brief, was marked by significant efforts to restore the traditional religious practices that had been disrupted by his predecessor, Akhenaten. Ankhesenamun, now Queen of Egypt, stood by her husband's side. She was not just a passive consort, but an active participant in the governance of the kingdom. Her influence is evident in various official records and depictions, where she is shown engaging in state affairs and religious ceremonies. She played an active role in his reign, appearing alongside him in official depictions and supporting his efforts to restore traditional Egyptian religion. Together, they worked to undo the changes implemented by Akhenaten, re-establishing the worship of Amun and other deities that had been sidelined. The couple reversed many of Akhenaten's reforms, returning the country to the worship of Amun and other traditional deities. This restoration was not just a religious shift, but also a political move, aimed at regaining the support of the powerful priesthood and stabilizing the nation. Their efforts laid the groundwork for the future of Egypt, even though Tutankhamun's reign was cut short by his untimely death. Despite their efforts to restore stability and order, tragedy struck the royal couple. Ankhesenamun gave birth to 2 daughters, both of whom died in infancy. The remains of these children were found in Tutankhamun's tomb, a poignant reminder of the couple's personal loss. The death of their children must have been a devastating blow to Ankhesenamun and Tutankhamun. The inscriptions on the canopic jars found in Tutankhamun's tomb refer to Ankhesenamun as the great royal wife, his beloved. This suggests a deep and loving bond between them, making their shared loss even more profound.